Guys, let's face it, going bald sucks. But what's even worse is going bald in your early 20s. Trust me, I know, because it happened to me, but it doesn't have to happen to you. If you're like I was, worried about losing your hair rather than getting a date on your 21st birthday, click the subscribe button and I will give you the hair loss freedom I wish that I had at your age. Hi, I'm John Goss, and like you, I started losing my hair right after high school graduation. I was only 19 and thought my life and everything good in the world was over. After 18 years of obsessive research and countless trial and error, I'm here to help you so you don't have to go through the same hair loss hell that I went through. If you're in your 20s and losing your hair, comment below and tell me the age when it first started. Unfortunately, it seems like hair loss is starting earlier and earlier with every generation. It's now not uncommon, and millions of men and women are starting to lose their hair in their early 20s and even as early as high school. Literally the worst time to have to go through such an emotional challenge. You can feel like you're all alone and that you're losing your masculinity, or that because you're losing your hair, you'll no longer be attractive. I know exactly how that feels because it happened to me. And you're in a great place right now because I'm going to reveal the secrets I wish I had when I was your age. Because contrary to what you've been led to believe, you do not have to accept this terrible fate, and you can 100% stop and reverse hair loss. The first thing I want you to know is that you're not alone and that there is nothing wrong with you. It used to be that about 30% of hair loss started at the age of 30, but now we are seeing a dramatic increase in the number of men and women losing their hair in their early 20s. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I've always really been into my hair. I grew up and my hair was my identity. I even was voted best hair my senior year in the high school yearbook. Like many other hair loss myths out there, I was told because my grandfather on my mom's side of the family had amazing hair, that I would never have to worry about hair loss myself. Unfortunately, as soon as I graduated high school, I started noticing my hair was starting to thin in my temples, which quickly turned into a receding hairline. I honestly couldn't believe it, and it devastated me emotionally. Because I had received so many compliments and was literally known for my hair, it was so humiliating and embarrassing. I thought, what is everyone gonna say? Look at the guy that got voted best hair in high school. Now he's going bald, LOL. But it wasn't at all funny to me. I had always dreamed about my 21st birthday as this big party and fun celebration, but now I was worried that I wouldn't be attracted enough to even get a date, because who loses their hair at 20 years old? I was so embarrassed, and I started wearing hats to cover up not only my receding hairline, but to hide my lack of confidence. It totally changed my personality. I went from being this outgoing, happy-go-lucky guy to being reserved and passive, which looking back now, probably led to a lot of missed opportunities. When you lose your confidence, you lose everything because you don't think you have what it takes to ultimately achieve your dreams. I want to be the first one to tell you, right here, right now, that's a lie. And yes, hair loss is important, and we're gonna fix that. But don't let what happened to me happen to you. You are not defined by how people look at you or what they say or think about you. How you see yourself and what you say about yourself to yourself is everything. Hair loss is more about confidence than anything. If you want today to be the day that you commit to restoring your confidence, smash the like button and let's get started right now. So, the $1,000,000 question. Can you actually stop hair loss? If you're watching this video right now, most likely you've tried multiple products and possibly even prescription drugs like Propecia, but you keep losing your hair. The same thing happened to me. Fortunately, or so I thought, my mom and aunt are both pharmacists and we have 3 medical doctors in my family. So they've recommended starting on Propecia and Rogaine as soon as I started noticing my hair loss. I thought, thank God, there was at least a solution to this personal humiliation. So I started taking Propecia and using Rogaine religiously, but I kept losing my hair. I couldn't understand. I'm using not one, but both promised solutions, literally approved by the FDA to stop hair loss, and I'm still losing my hair. I thought there must be something wrong with me. I was so desperate that I started trying anything and everything that promised to stop hair loss. Thousands of dollars, and years later, the only thing I had to show for it was a bigger forehead and less confidence. I was so desperate that I even went under the knife and had a hair transplant surgery in my temples, hoping that would finally solve my problem. But to my surprise, within 1 year, my hair loss continued to get worse and worse. And I went back to the doctor and they told me I would probably need 3 or 4 more hair transplant surgeries as my hair loss continued. I was like, what the heck? I thought a hair transplant was a permanent solution. Guys, my goal here is to help you not make the same mistakes that I did. A hair transplant does literally nothing to stop hair loss or the continued progression of hair loss. So then I started on all of the shampoos, vitamins, and herbs you can imagine, all that were promised to stop hair loss. But I kept losing my hair. I finally got to the point that I didn't even think it was physically possible to stop hair loss. And unfortunately, it's just going to be my new depressing future. Thankfully, I was wrong. The good news is you can stop hair loss, and it's very important to start as soon as possible. The reason why is because hair loss actually starts before you can even see it happening. You don't just wake up one morning and all of a sudden your hair is gone. It doesn't work that way. It's actually a relatively slow process. Some of the medical jargon refers to this as miniaturization, but what's really happening is simple. When your hair follicle doesn't get the oxygen and nutrients that it needs to produce healthy hair, it fights to still produce hair, but the hair starts getting thinner and thinner, until eventually the hair follicle is so weak it literally cannot produce a single fiber of hair. This is usually when you first start to notice hair loss, but the truth is it's been happening for quite a while before it got to this point. We're led to believe that hair loss is this crazy complicated thing that science can't seem to figure out. But the truth is, it's really simple, and contrary to what you've heard before, there is a solution. All you have to do, which is what I've done, is restore normal blood supply back to the hair follicle, just like Mother Nature initially designed it. Don't worry, you don't have to wear a laser helmet or rub ginger and cayenne pepper on your head. And it's extremely important to start as early as possible, as soon as you see any signs of thinning hair or recession. Here are some before and after pictures of people that I've helped who are much older than you, just to show you the possibility and the degree of restoration that is possible. All results in less than 90 days and without hair transplant surgery. You'll see that stopping and reversing hair loss in the hairline is just as possible as stopping hair loss around the crown. If these images give you hope, which is the only reason for this video, comment hope in the comments below. Yes, hair loss is absolutely preventable, and you do not have to go through your 20s or the rest of your life suffering from it. I have documented my entire journey and what I've done step by step to stop and restore my own hair loss in a short, easy to read, 100% free book entitled Hair Loss Secrets. In the book, I go into great detail on what's really keeping these solutions underground and how you can have the same results that I've had as well as the people that you've just seen. It's a mind-blowing tell-all manifesto that can and will change your life, just as it has changed mine. You can get your free copy, no strings attached, at www.hairlosssecrets.com. It's your first real step towards making hair loss history, so you never have to worry about hair loss again. All I ask is that you subscribe to the channel to support this message, which will help me get it out to more people who desperately need it. I also go into great detail about the one and only true cause of hair loss in my video, Cause of Hair Loss and Secret to Regrowth, which I highly recommend you watching. Thank you for subscribing, and once you get my free book, you'll never have to worry about hair loss again, which is absolutely possible. And that's what I've dedicated my life to help you achieve. Thank you. Hair loss is history.